On the final night, the atmosphere around the fire felt heavier, signaling a shift in tone. The air, once light with playful stories, now carried a sense of gravity. Nala and Kato noticed the change as their grandmother, usually full of warmth, looked more serious. Tonight's story wasn't about ancient times, but about the struggles the Himba people faced in the present day. As the fire flickered softly, their grandmother's eyes glistened in its glow. She spoke of how the world around the Himba had changed. Roads cutting through their lands, new technologies arriving, and modern pressures creeping closer. Yet, despite these changes, the heart of the Himba people remained the same. The story wasn't about battles against nature, but about the quiet, powerful resilience that allowed the Himba to hold on to their traditions, identity, and connection to the land, even as the world tried to push them in different directions. Nala and Kato listened intently, understanding that this resilience wasn't just a relic of the past, but something alive and present. Through their grandmother's words, they realized that though the world may shift, the spirit of the Himba people remained steady and unchanging, like the fire before them. The fire, which had roared so brightly in previous nights, was now low, casting long, flickering shadows across the desert. The quiet crackling of the remaining embers filled the air as the grandmother sat, her face illuminated by the fading light. Nala and Kato sat close, their expressions somber, sensing the gravity of the story about to unfold.
The world has changed, children. It is not the same as it was for our ancestors. Roads have been built through our lands, and new technologies have come to our villages. The outside world pushes us to adapt, to give up our ways, to follow theirs. But the Himba, we are strong. We do not forget who we are, even when the world tries to change us.
But how, grandmother? How do they stay strong when everything around them is different?
By staying true to who they are, Kato. The Himba understand that our traditions make us strong. It is not wealth, technology, or modern conveniences that keep us alive. It is our connection to our ancestors, to the land, and to each other. They have tried to tell us we must change to survive, but we know that survival comes from within, from knowing who we are.
The fire flickers, the flames shrinking smaller but still steady, casting a gentle warmth over the family. The night around them grows darker, the vast desert quiet except for the occasional whisper of wind. Nala and Kato sit, their young minds absorbing their grandmother's words, the weight of what it means to hold onto one's identity even when the world tries to take it away. As Nala and Kato listened, they gained immense respect for the Himba people, whose strength came not only from surviving the harsh desert, but from resisting the pressures of a changing world. Despite the modern world creeping closer, the Himba held tightly to their traditions, way of life, and connection to the earth. It wasn't about rejecting progress, but about protecting their identity and spirit. The siblings realized that the Himba's true strength lay in their unwavering commitment to preserving their culture. This resilience wasn't just about living day to day, but about ensuring future generations could carry forward the wisdom and customs of their ancestors. Nala and Kato understood that real strength is found in staying true to who you are, no matter the pressures to change. The fire crackles softly as the night deepens, and the stars above grow brighter in the desert sky. Now stares into the embers, reflecting on everything she has learned over the past nights. She feels a sense of pride swell inside her, a new understanding of the power that comes from knowing who you are and where you come from.
The Himba are like the fire, aren't they? No matter what happens, they keep burning even when the flames get low.
Yes, Nala. The fire burns bright because it remembers where it comes from. The Himba people, like this fire, will always burn strong as long as they stay connected to their roots.
Now smiles, a quiet realization dawning on her. She watches as her grandmother stirs the fire, causing the flames to rise once again, small but steady. Kato sits beside her, silent but thoughtful, his young mind working to grasp the deep wisdom hidden in the story. As the fire crackled and its flames danced, Nal and Kato gained a deeper understanding of the Himba's story. They realized that the Himba's resilience wasn't just about surviving the harsh desert, but about holding on to their identity in a world that was constantly changing. The true strength of the Himba came from their unwavering connection to their culture and traditions, even as the modern world pushed them to adapt. The siblings saw the fire as a symbol of this strength, small yet unyielding. It swayed but never went out, just like the Himba people. They understood that resilience wasn't merely about facing external challenges, but about knowing who you are and staying true to that, no matter the pressures around you. As the night deepened, Nal and Kato realized that the lessons of the Himba would guide them too, just as the eternal fire had guided their ancestors. The firelight flickers over their faces, casting them in a warm glow as the wind rustles softly through the trees. The stars overhead shimmer with a quiet brilliance, as though the ancestors themselves are watching, approving of the wisdom being passed on to the next generation.
We don't need to be like the world, do we, grandmother?
No, my child. We need to be like ourselves. The world may change, but who we are, our traditions, our spirit, that is what makes us strong.
Nal and Kato exchange a glance, both understanding now the weight of their grandmother's words. They had spent nights learning about their history, their culture, and the traditions that shaped their people. But tonight, they learned perhaps the most important lesson of all, that the strength of the Himba lies not just in their past, but in their ability to stay true to themselves in a world that constantly demands change. As the story of the Himba came to a close, Nala and Kato felt it was the beginning of something much larger within them. They learned that resilience wasn't just about facing hardships. It was about staying true to their roots, identity, and spirit, even when the world tried to make them forget. Staring into the small but steady fire, they understood it represented the unwavering spirit of the Himba people. The flames flickered but never died, just like the Himba's strength through centuries of challenges. The warmth of the fire spread through Nala and Kato, symbolizing a quiet promise. They realized that the Himba's strength was not just physical, but deeply spiritual. The fire, carrying generations of wisdom and tradition, would continue to guide them forward, lighting their path through any difficulties, just as it had done for their ancestors before them. The fire burns steadily as the night stretches on. Nala and Kato sit in silence, the lessons of their grandmother swirling in their minds, the warmth of the flames matching the warmth growing in their hearts. They knew now that the fire, just like the Himba people, would never truly go out as long as it was tended with care, respect, and the unwavering belief in the strength of their traditions.